The confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County today remains at 107,667. The confirmed number of deaths is at 3,454. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is at 599, with total confirmed deaths at 51. The county says they plan to improve their data processing systems over the weekend and will not report new data until Monday. We plan to report those numbers on July 6th when they are updated. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's 2 p.m. on Saturday, this 4th of July. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today marks the 244th anniversary of when America declared its independence from Britain. The patriotic holiday dates back to the American Revolution, when the American patriots in the 13 colonies defeated the British in the Revolutionary War, with the assistance of France, winning independence from Great Britain and establishing the United States of America. While Congress voted on July 2nd, 1776 for independence, it was actually 2 days later on July 4th when the Declaration of Independence was officially signed. The document was written by Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin, and later signed by 56 delegates of the Second Continental Congress. The popular American musical that tells the story of one of America's founding fathers, Alexander Hamilton, was released on the eve of Independence Day. Disney Plus, the streaming service, produced the film version of the hit Broadway musical Hamilton, making it available to its members on Friday, beginning at midnight. The film was shot at the Richard Rodgers Theater in New York City over 3 days in June of 2016. The filmmakers used 9 cameras and more than 100 microphones to record the show twice before live audiences. Then, in the hours between the performances, they reshot 13 numbers with a crane, a Steadicam, and a dolly mounted to a camera to get close-ups. Disney reportedly paid nearly $75 million for the rights to the film, anticipating a theatrical release in October of 2021. But with the health pandemic canceling all 6 international stage productions of Hamilton, the team decided to fast-track the release of the film. The Broadway show, which is incredible, by the way, was inspired by the 2004 biography Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow and stars Lin-Manuel Miranda. The show's music draws heavily from hip-hop as well as R&B, pop, soul, jazz, and Broadway that has said to make a profound impact on culture, politics, and education. Major League Baseball is canceling this year's All-Star Games, a first since World War II. The Los Angeles Dodgers were set to host this year's festivities, but league officials announced as a consolation, Los Angeles would be awarded the 2022 event instead. Earlier this week, the Minor League Baseball announced it will not have a season this year at all. Their decision comes after the MLB announced they would not be able to provide minor league baseball affiliated teams with players for the season. The major leagues, however, is slated to return under certain health and playing restrictions as MLB owners and players reached an agreement in June to a 60-game season to begin later this month. The 4th of July holiday is traditionally one of the busiest travel days of the year, but experts say not this year. This will be the slowest Independence Day travel period since the end of World War II. The Automobile Club of California says they are not going to forecast travelers for the weekend as it's too hard to predict with all of the restrictions in place on travel and travelers. Experts say many Americans are choosing to stay home due to the health pandemic or take last-minute short road trips. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, people are urged to pack plenty of hand sanitizer as it can be used in place of soap and water when people are on the go. Another consideration is disinfectants. Travelers should sanitize surfaces that are frequently touched, including steering wheels and door handles. Bring disinfectant wipes to clean surfaces like gas pumps, and limit the amount of stops along the way for, say, gas, food, or bathroom breaks, as it increases the risk of exposure. And bring a backup mask just in case, and be sure to wear them whenever you step out in public places. Torrance Beach, along with a majority of Southern California beaches, parking lots, and piers, will remain temporarily closed through the holiday weekend. Not only is Los Angeles County closing their beaches, neighboring Orange and Ventura counties are also closing access to keep the public out over the busy holiday weekend. From July 3rd through the 6th, beach and strand access along with bike paths will all remain closed. The Los Angeles County Public Health Director, Dr. Barbara Ferrer, says although it was a difficult decision to make, the closures are crucial, as many gathering this weekend could be a recipe for increased transmission of COVID-19. Some startling statistics were released today as officials hope people will practice safety today as they enjoy the holiday at home. According to the National Safety Council, more preventable deaths occur in July than any other month. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, in 2019 alone, there were at least 12 deaths and 7,300 injuries reported related to fireworks, with more than 36% involving young children. Reports found that 70% of fireworks-related injuries included wrists, hands, or fingers burned by lighting illegal fireworks, and on average, 180 people will go to the emergency room for fireworks-related injuries this time of year. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, nearly half of the crashes that take place today involve alcohol consumption, and more than 24 children under the age of 15 are taken to the emergency room for near-drowning accidents. So while enjoying this holiday today, authorities say with the health pandemic still a major concern and hospitals continuing to see an increase in COVID-19 related cases, Americans need to stay vigilant, practice safety, and avoid those types of accidents. The Torrance Police and Fire Departments are reminding the community that all fireworks are illegal in the city. Officials say it's not only dangerous, but unlawful to possess, sell, give, or use any fireworks in the city, even including the ones considered safe and sane. Several incidents of illegal fireworks being set off around Southern California have been reported by various agencies. Not only are they a safety concern, but illegal fireworks have also created concerns for children, pets, and veterans who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. Any person caught with any type of firework or explosive device could face up to a $1,000 fine, 6 months in jail, or both. Torrance police announced they will increase patrol this holiday weekend to ensure the public safety. You'll find more officers on bike patrol at the parks, on four-wheel quads at the beach, and more patrol officers on the road. While the city of Torrance canceled this year's 4th of July fireworks show out of an abundance of caution and concern for resident safety, Torrance City Cable will broadcast last year's spectacular fireworks show on the channel beginning at 8 p.m. tonight, so be sure to tune in. Torrance police ask the community, if you see something, say something. You can call their non-emergency hotline at 310-328-3456 or call 911 in the event of an emergency. A special flyover is expected to take place any minute now. The Torrance Tiger Squadron will fly over Torrance Boulevard today between 2 and 2:30 p.m. to commemorate the 4th of July holiday. The Tiger Squadron is made up of a special group of pilots. They are a precision formation flying and aircraft display team based out of the Torrance Airport. We saw them take to the skies on Memorial Day to honor frontline heroes, as well as salute the United States Armed Forces. The Tiger Squadron has been a long-time participant in the annual Armed Forces Day Parade and celebration, and are made up of military pilots, instructors, airline pilots, and experienced civilian pilots. Be sure to tune into the city's Facebook page for a live look at the flyover in case you missed it in person. While most concerts and sporting events have been canceled this holiday due to the coronavirus, one annual tradition carried on today: Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, which traditionally takes place on Brooklyn's Coney Island at Nathan's famed flagship restaurant, was televised on ESPN this afternoon. Contestants competed at an undisclosed dining location with social distancing measures in place, like clear partitions between each competitor and staff wearing face masks, along with no audience in attendance. Nathan says it would donate 100,000 hot dogs to the food bank for New York City before the event, something they actually do annually. This year, the annual contest is dedicated to both raising money and awareness for food banks nationwide. Miki Sudo did not disappoint as she took down 48 and a half hot dogs in 10 minutes, breaking the record for the most hot dogs eaten during the women's event. Good for her. It's also her 7th straight win at the famous hot dog eating contest. On the men's side, Mr. Joey Chestnut ate 75 hot dogs to, yes, win his 13th title. If your typical 4th of July barbecue festivities have been canceled, we have some great food deals to tell you about that are happening today. Several restaurant chains are offering deals, like at Blaze Pizza. The fast-fired pizza chain is partnering with Postmates, offering free delivery on all orders that are $15 or more over the weekend. Blaze is located in the Rolling Hills Shopping Center on PCH and Crenshaw Boulevard. Then Bonefish Grill, which is also in the same shopping center across from the AMC Theater, is offering a great deal this weekend too. The seafood chain is making its signature lobster and shrimp roll available as a single entree or a family bundle meal that serves up to 4 people just for the weekend. The special deal can be purchased for carryout or delivery. And while this chain isn't in Torrance, there is one in nearby Gardena. Krispy Kreme Donuts is offering 4 limited edition treats with holiday themes until tomorrow, or as long as supplies last. Los Angeles County is ramping up their team of contact tracers, hiring hundreds more in recent weeks to help track down the virus and hopefully help slow the spread. Health officials say contact tracers are helping to trace the disease, a method proven to be successful in reducing past community spread of deadly illnesses such as tuberculosis, syphilis, and Ebola. Through the county's contact tracing program, it identifies who's been infected and who may have been exposed and advise them to isolate or quarantine. There are 3 steps involved in contact tracing. First, an LA County official or a doctor is required to report a COVID-19 case to a contact tracer. Then the tracer reaches out to the infected individual to create a list of everyone they've been in contact with. And the final step is when contact tracers call every person on the list, informing them they've been exposed, all while protecting the identity of the infected individual. With the recent hires, the number of staff members dedicated as contact tracers has grown from 250 employees to 1,500 as of June 29th, with 300 more in training. A new rule in California is changing how people are allowed to worship due to the pandemic worsening throughout the state. The California Department of Public Health recently banned singing and chanting in places of worship, as this practice presents an increased likelihood for transmission of COVID-19 through contaminated exhaled droplets. While in-person worship is still permitted with safety protocols in place, the state strongly recommends places of worship to continue facilitating remote services. Those holding in-person services are required to limit attendance to 25% of building capacity, or a maximum of 100 attendees. According to the health order, places of worship must take reasonable measures to remind congregants and visitors that they must use face coverings and practice social distancing. Shared items like offering plates that are traditionally handed from person to person has been also temporarily stopped to minimize the risk of spreading the virus. The woman who made headlines for making racial rants at people at Wilson Park in Torrance was taken into custody yesterday. 54-year-old Lena Hernandez was arrested around 1 p.m. on Friday, a day after the Torrance City Attorney's Office released a statement that there was a warrant out for her arrest. She was found in San Pedro on a traffic stop and taken into custody. Hernandez was booked on a misdemeanor for an incident that occurred last October in Torrance, unrelated to the racial rants that made her famous recently. Torrance police presented the city attorney's office with completed investigations into 2 incidents that occurred at Wilson Park on June 10th. Both times, the incident was recorded on victims' cell phones and shared on social media. You can see Hernandez shouting racial obscenities and threats to the victims. Police reported there was not enough evidence to support a criminal charge against her for those incidents. Hernandez posted bail and was released just after 4 p.m. the same day and is expected to appear in court at a later date. With a majority of Americans having to cancel traditional summer plans due to COVID-19, we want to see how you and your family are making special changes to ensure your summer fun continues and you're still finding ways to fill your summer days. Whether you're planning a camping trip, road trip, or headed to a staycation somewhere, or just a day trip, send us your trip itinerary, camping checklist, road maps, or pictures from your special summer plans. We'd love to see how you are making the most of your summer and hopefully inspire others. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. Feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and reflect how Torrance truly cares. Well, as the state and county make changes to its reopening guidelines, we wanted to share how the restaurant community in Torrance is continuing to adapt to the ever-changing rules, showing their resilience to this pandemic. Eateries like The Depot, The Local Kitchen, La Capia are just some of the many eateries that are letting patrons know they're not closing up shop. Instead, they're moving things outdoors, offering alfresco-style dining. Just another sign of how resilient our business community is and determined to survive this health crisis. We love hearing these stories. Now, if you have a great one you want to share or you just want to say hello, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. That is our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. as Christine Lee is here to bring you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time, and happy 4th of July.